And welcome to the Aftershow on June 16th, 2015. I think it was a good show. I enjoyed it. The Aftershow is going to be short this week, guys. I've got a long day tomorrow, so I need to get offline. Lake's got some stuff to do. Valor has some stuff to type into Slack, so we're all busy people. So
I'm actually responding to Twitch right now. I don't know what's going on in Slack.
Oh, okay. Adal is asking for you, I think.
Oh, shoot. No, I think that's something else. Anyway, let's see. We got a couple people in chat. Milk's come in before, gone. Let's make sure he mutes the stream. First time caller, long time listener.
So it was a fun show.
Yeah.
First of all, the Q&A gave us some reassurance and clarified some things that we assumed was going to happen because like a lot of stuff I implied already or people have implied and they just validated it. So it was nice. And then we got to get a little bit of a EK update. I know that makes Dragon excited, but it's just nice to get wholesome updates. I really feel like so I was going to talk about this. I think the Centaur video was like a troll. Obviously, because they were like blurring out all the cuss words and stuff like that. It's a funny thing, but like we've been crying about them not giving us updates this entire time. So like the updates they were talking about was like why they made the tail on a centaur, and like if you watch the whole video, like we're putting this big fucking tail on the centaur, like. It was funny. Like they're giving us these updates, bro. You wanted one, you're getting it. Like they gave this centaur this Roman armor because it's cool as fuck. Like thanks for the input. Like
now
it's pretty
make all these
funny.
fucking tassels. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, you don't have to be chock full of updates and stuff, but a little bit of humor goes a long way, I think. But it also gave us a topic to talk about, tactical support. So there was a little bit of a serious side to the whole thing as well. So that was pretty fun. I liked it.
Let's bring Gon in here. It's the first time I think he's popped in Gamebox before.
Now the people that ask the questions in the QA, are they asking from like a secret forum somewhere that we don't have access to?
So there was that. There was that was from everyone Ruby or higher. They have access to the game developers.
Sons of bitches.
What is it? What do they call it? The game developers, sons of bitches. I believe I think that's a technical.
Yeah, well, sons
that's
of
a technical
bitches.
word.
Rich sons of bitches.
Development partners. So if you guys want insight into things that are taking place prior to the general population, go to Ruby or higher.
Pay the monies.
Emerald. Is it Emerald? I thought it was just Ruby.
Well, now you're gonna force me to
Restricted
go
access
look here.
form exclusive to those who've earned the monthly Q&A with
Scribble
Apex.
never lies, bro. So it's probably Emerald and higher. But so I think that we should be able to group together all of us Sapphires to get one collective voice. Like we nominate one person to ask the questions, but we all have like a visual, so we could all read it. But let's just say like Valor asks the questions for all of us. Like I really feel like there should be. Like I want some questions answered, but I've got $1,000, man. But collectively we spent a lot of money, guys. Like we could get one voice here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Come on,
I mean, we were asking for a guild Kickstarter, and it was something that I think kind of hit their radar after they had already launched everything.
Right.
But coming up with a system that would allow 10 people to pitch in together and get a guild, quote unquote guild Kickstarter, and just set it at whatever.
Yeah. Didn't Camelot and Chain do that? They give you an island or something?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
They did that.
I spent all my money on Crowfall.
They did do an island thing. I think someone from LOTD actually bought an island themselves.
Yeah, I know someone did. I know somebody spent a lot of money.
That's fucking insane.
Dollar bills.
Yeah.
Oh, so monthly Q&A. There we go.
Yep, sure enough. So it's right there.
$2,500. Anyone got an extra $2,100?
That's it.
That's the corner, son.
Yeah, right.
So we're basically all three of us combined are essentially a little bit more than halfway.
Yeah, a little over halfway.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's grab Gansaki. You guys are both muted in Gamebox. Just a heads up.
I'm not muted.
You were.
Nope. I got the little talky things by my icon. Lakes might be.
That's weird. I'm not even getting anything saying that.
You're.
Oops. Probably shouldn't have put myself as priority speaker. Hey, Gon, can you hear us? Gon Saku.
And now he's unmuted. He could probably talk now.
Alrighty.
Should you be the Gamebox person?
I have you both on mute. That's why I have the icons. Yeah, this is why I let you handle this stuff.
Yeah.
And
he's not muted or locally muted on my machine. I think he might.
Yeah,
I'm
still not showing up as actually.
Do you know how to use a mic?
Yeah, there we go. All right.
He does.
Okay.
But he can't hear me.
Gon, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Ah, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, I've got push to talk still, even though I turned that off. Oh well.
That'll do it.
Gon, chime in. What do you have to say? Welcome.
I'm not entirely sure what you guys are talking about because I muted my screen for the last 5 minutes. Like
we weren't really talking about.
We weren't talking about anything. I mean, really anything from that you saw come up or questions you've got.
Open forum.
Yep. Have fun with it.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the gear thing than anything else. I'm concerned about a lot of stuff, but then again, I'm a very concerned guy in general.
Let's talk about it. Let's go. What's your number one concern? Is it the gear?
My number one concern is making everything work harmoniously.
That is a very big generic concern. I don't know if you can talk about that. I mean,
wow.
I hope shit's not broken.
I'm hoping you guys can actually put all this together. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I hope there's a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. It really is. I mean, they've got a lot that they're trying to put into Crowfall. That's a very legitimate concern. Somebody actually was saying something along those lines earlier in regards specifically to archetypes, and they were saying, hey, here's a big question that we have, and somebody said, oh, don't worry about that, if you haven't drank orange juice, you can't explain what orange juice is going to be like. It's like, well, no, I mean, we have experience. We've seen these sorts of promises made, these sorts of systems promised, and they have failed miserably in most every effort. So, I mean,
I think they said it in their Q&A too. They were like, look, we've got all these general concepts, but they don't have the meat and potatoes and how that's going to work until later into development. So that's actually a good concern, considering the fact that they have to figure out how their whole design philosophy and the whole idea behind everything's actually going to play out and work in the small scale, and how they're going to be able to even just make this game accessible on people's computers. There's going to be a lot of things involved with even just the voxels, and are people's computers and graphics going to be good enough to handle a game like this, to the fact that the actual design mechanics. So I totally understand. What were probably your main things that you want to see them put together to actually make work?
Well, the two things have to be, number one, combat has to be good, because like we all know and like we all want, skill-based combat is a rarity in this genre, and we absolutely have to have it in order to have an entertaining and fun game for a lot of us that have been around for a while and experienced kind of a lot of the crap that's out there. So that would be number one. But number two, you have to figure out how this whole rule system and this winning thing is going to work out, because if you use points, you have to figure out how that's going to apply to different people, when it's going to apply. If, say, like Valor and I are allies in some fashion with my guild and his guild, and we take on a siege of some sort, and he betrays me at the last minute and quote-unquote wins the siege, does he get more points? Do I get more points? How does all that kind of factor into winning conditions? Because you don't want to have a fun PvP game and then really crappy winning rules. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. I think that's a big part of.
Huge.
They explained the Bloodstone, so that's one of the things that we know for certain is going to be in the game. That, and then they're talking about the Shatter or Bane sieges or whatever. But right now we have the Bloodstones, and that's the only thing we know so far, and how those points are going to be accumulated, and can you betray somebody and actually go and destroy their castle from within by switching sides, and then kill their tree, and then take that, a lot of that stuff, like you're saying, how is that going to work? I don't even think they know.
Yeah, and even another thing to think about, and I've had this concern. I think I've raised it a few times in the forums. Just how do you actually have winning conditions in certain campaign types? So let's say, for example, in Todd actually answered on Twitter, I think, where I was asking about how in a free-for-all thing can you have a quote-unquote winner if everyone can kind of kill everyone else? And he implied that it's kind of guild-driven because even though it's free-for-all, you still have kind of this guild setup and a guild v guild kind of thing. But I'm not entirely sure if that means everything is guild v guild, or if guilds just kind of is where the points kind of get accumulated. That's kind of an unknown and important to figure out too.
That we don't know how the game works. We don't know what the game is. We don't know. We know that there's voxels. We know that there's castles you can blow up. And we know the style of combat. We don't know how to win. We don't know how to lose. We don't know how to import. We don't know how to export. We don't know a lot of different things that makes these conversations like very important and very like long because we don't. How do we answer that? I mean, they're very important things to know, but it's. I mean, we've been asking these questions for how long have we been doing this show? 3 months now or something.
Almost 4.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, people have been asking this since like January, February, that kind of stuff.
And you know, they've set themselves up for some issues in terms of as they release more information, it creates.
Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, probably ought to use that. They've been setting themselves up for some issues with, how they release information because as they release information about a certain piece of their game, they create more questions for how that piece ties into all the other pieces of their game. And so how do they actually handle that? It's a very difficult and tricky process, and I'm sure part of the reason why they've attacked it the way they have is they can't go through and say, oh, this is how this is how the shadow rule set's going to work, because they could get in there, find out the way that combat is, completely nullifies all of their plans that they had for the shadow rule set. So it's just a piece by piece, step by step, block by block process, and we just kind of have to be patient until there's a better outline of what they're trying to do.
And that's all time driven at this point. It really is. It's all time driven, and I think we all have the same exact concerns as you do, Gon. So, I mean, you're definitely not on this boat by yourself.
No.
I figured as such.
And I like to play a game with all the people that like to start threads about speculating and all this stuff, and everybody thinks I'm some kind of grumpy asshole. But it's to us we try to not talk about it on the show because it just leads to circular arguments of that's why we had the giant what if rule is because what's the point about talking about something when we don't know any details about it? It's not like we're the game developers. So it's a major concern for all of us because the details aren't there, and the devil's in the details, so to speak.
For sure. But yeah, those are my two main concerns, the PvP being good and just how the hell can you actually win something.
Well, the whole winning thing, yeah, that's something that comes up like every 4 or 5 shows. Like, how, like tonight we were talking about the different win conditions, the Bane circles and stuff, like we don't even know how you can win that type of thing. How does that work? And I think the one comfort I do take is a quote from Todd a week or 2 ago, and he basically said, your game could be amazing and fun, but if the combat sucks, no one's going to find that out.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing combat first. So hopefully it doesn't suck.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got into almost a 2-hour long discussion with somebody today, and it was over the topics of multi-guild capabilities and whether that should be in Crowfall or not. Mm-hmm. And outside of that whole conversation, just a common thing is that we don't know how win conditions are going to work. We don't know what role the guild mechanic is going to play with win conditions, and there's just a lot we don't know. And it's not saying that it hasn't already been discussed and planned and written down somewhere. Usually, I would assume on a sticky note posted on one wall in their office. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things that, again, they can't really dive into that until they know all these other elements of their game work.
Sure. I think hopefully they take step by step and they make something that's fun. I mean, I'll play anything, honestly, that has fun combat and puts me against other people and it's enjoyable. So I mean, the graphics really don't have to be too important, and it's just the animation's got to be crisp. The guy needs to do something when I press that button. It's got to be responsive and not laggy, and I think we can all agree upon that.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Do we have anything else we want to discuss? Valor's talking to somebody else, not on the show at this moment.
Milt, yeah, sorry. Milt has popped into Gamebox a few times, so I figured we bring him in real quick, say hi, and let him interrupt your outro.
Dogs are going to interrupt my outro. Oh, Valor, while we're waiting, I'm uploading today's episode, and we had a number problem on the different episodes for Season 2. There were 2 episode 4s, I think. Or 2 episode 3s, and I changed 1 to 4. And I'm uploading episode 5, if you want to check.
5, I guess?
I'm uploading...
Are we really there? Okay.
I didn't seem right, but I guess so.
Well,
but I changed
you named it last week, so that's your fault, brother.
I know, I'm just saying.
I'll call you out on that.
Call me out, that's fine.
So just so everyone knows, I uploaded the stuff onto iTunes today. I've been busy, man. Like, I'm not even in my own house, so it's up now. So if you're just wait a little bit, the RSS feed gets updated, and then iTunes grabs it whenever they want to. You can't directly upload to iTunes for someone like us, so it'll be there.
Well, and I've got some good news. Todd, I was able to, if you're still listening, I was able to explain the value of Sapphire over Amber and Gold. And so, yeah, congratulations, guys.
We have a new Sapphire buddy?
We have a new Sapphire buddy.
Nice.
Straight from the Arcades chapter.
Nice.
And let's, Milt, welcome. Potentially muted person. Still. Is he not paying attention again?
Yes.
I bet he's...
Milt,
oh my god.
He just sits in there all show.
Yep. Oh well. Alright. I've got nothing, guys. My wife just grabbed me Subway because she's just awesome like that.
Oh,
and
Subway. You're in Austin. You have so much better food out there than Subway.
Yeah, just
Come on.
at
Come on, bro.
At this point in the night, all the local places start closing down.
That's right.
So they're like, we don't have to be open right now because we're wildly popular during the day. So we're just going to call it a night.
Very good. All right, go have your sandwich. We're all going to do our own thing. We'll see you next week. See, he did it again.
No, well, apparently somebody had him muted. So...
Milt, what did you want to say? How you doing, brother?
Milt, welcome, buddy.
No, finish your outro and then...
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Once I finish the outro, I'm logging off.
Well, I do want to say you're welcome for doing the community a favor, at least, this week.
Oh.
What'd you do?
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead, Milt. Tell us about it. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on,
though.
Valor. You know. I'm sure
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
I know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
He wants to give you the
plug yourself, and I'll throw the link in there.
Well, wait a minute.
I asked the question strictly to, like, segue into you telling us about it, Milt, so go for it, bro.
Wait, Valor didn't tell you guys? Oh, my goodness.
No.
We're setting you up to tell the audience what you did.
Okay. All right. So, from the recent 3-hour video, well, not recent, the recent video has the last week video of Eric Hart designing the female confessor. I extracted the 5 main original soundtracks from there and separated them into 5 different videos, with 2 videos having a combination of 2 soundtracks on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, dude.
Very good. I just threw the link in the Twitch chat, and we shared it on our channel, so you might be able to see that.
All right.
YouTube a little bit tricky.
Everybody's going to be hearing it right now, so I'm playing it.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, this
Winter is here, full version.
Yay!
Yeah.
There we go.
And
nice. A little bit of music for everybody.
Who's Sarah?
Sarah loves
Thed. Sarah loves Thed.
Welcome, Sarah. Welcome.
Welcome, Sarah. Thed must be a really lucky guy.
I'm just really glad Dragon's happy right now.
I'm always happy, bro.
Bro, Dragon is like the meanest guy ever. Like before the show, you guys need to. You don't even see this. Like Valor and I, like we curl up in our little balls and let like Dragon just yell at us about how we need to not talk over him anymore and let him
Sons
finish
of bitches.
his thoughts.
I swear to God, I'm not uploading these videos if you talk like this anymore, ladies.
Okay, I'm not gonna be darting now.
Oh my gosh. You better move him out of the channel before you start your outro, Dragon.
How about Valor, you do the outro?
Alright, I'll be quiet now.
Valor, go ahead. Send us out. With the Crowfall music behind you. You can't hear it, though.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in. As always, it's been Dragon Lakes and Valor. If you haven't, make sure you follow us on every form of social media available. And we'll see you next week, 8:30 Eastern. And peace out, guys.
Later.
See you guys.